This is from the Dusty Thunder subreddit. Am I the asshole for what I said when I broke up with my fiance that ruined his life? I, 43 female, and my ex-fiance, 44 male, we'll call him Z, dated from 2012 to 2020. We were engaged, living together, and planning our wedding. But something felt, I don't know, off. Being as young as we were, none of my friends understood. I never talked about personal things with my parents, so I went to my grandfather. I asked him if it was possible to love someone but not be in love with them. He said yes, and I should just be honest with him. I went home and I told Z that I needed to talk to him. I remember exactly what I said. Not the whole conversation, but the phrase, because I practiced it before I went home. I said, I'm not ready for marriage. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. That's not fair to you or to me. We both deserve true love. His reaction was panic and tears, then begging. We cried, and the rest was a blur. I did get married to someone else a couple years later, and we're still together. Z spent over 15 years emailing me, texting, calling, when he could find what my number was. He'd accidentally bump into me at my job or near my home. He's been very hard to get rid of. We finally stopped hearing from him about 4 years ago. I ran into his brother at the supermarket today. I asked how his wife and kids were, the pleasantries, and he said, "You've got some nerve. You're not going to ask about Z after all you did to him?" I said, I didn't do anything to him. My husband and I just want to live our life, and Z isn't a part of mine anymore. He said, rambling a bit, about my ruining him, and then said it wasn't just that I broke up with him, but what I said when I did. That it was specifically the fact that I said, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. That specific phrasing made it so that he could never love any woman because he never knew if any of them ever loved him or was in love with him. He never knew which it was anymore, and that I did that to him. I've never seen it put to me like that before. I mean, obviously I know I hurt him. I'm not denying that. But I had just been honest. We wouldn't have been happy just going through the motions. But after hearing his brother say what he did, now I'm wondering if I was an asshole for saying what I did the way I did. So, internet, am I the asshole? My husband says I wasn't, and he is responsible for fixing himself and what he was going through. He said he remembers how broken I was and how hard I worked to find myself after our breakup, and he should have done the same thing. But I just don't know. I'm feeling really guilty. It's been 22 years. Apparently his entire family blames me. There has to be a legitimate reason, right? I just don't know anymore. Hun, here's what I'm going to tell you. No, you're not the asshole. And what you said to him was not even the asshole thing. Like, you were honest with him. You did love him, but you were not in love with him, and you could not move forward with a marriage 22 years ago. Now, I'm sure it's easier for his family to believe that you're the bad guy because you're not in his life, right? They have to deal with him. But no, it is not your fault that he had a failure to launch and did not take any learnings from your relationship and move on into other ones, but instead use it as a crutch to not have future relationships. That is not your problem. It is not your responsibility. And if his family has feelings about you, what I'm going to tell you is to go along unbothered, because guess what? Their opinion doesn't matter. You did the right thing. If they don't like the fact that you did it, well, it could have been worse. You could have kept your mouth shut. There could have been children involved, and it could have been a horrible divorce. So many things could have happened, but they didn't. You ended up finding somebody else. You married them, and 22 years later, here you are. You owe them nothing. You are not the